Mm. Oh, it's good to be home. It's good to be back doing another live stream, another episode of the All Aboard Raiders podcast, which is officially what I'm calling it now. For those of you who are new and haven't caught one of my live streams, basically what happens is you guys hop on here, you throw some comments on the screen, we talk about the main topic in a little bit, all that good stuff. I haven't done one of these in a while because if as you guys, some of you know, some of you don't know, I'm a college student, so that was a grind for a while. But like I said, we are back. We're talking Raiders, man. We got some mad videos going up. Soon we're going to start the new series after this one ends, where we do the schedule. Oh, it's going to be exciting. It's an exciting time to be just to be a sports fan in general, with all the fans going back into the stadiums and stuff. It's just exciting, you know. I'm gonna wait for some people to come in here, and this is a historic live stream because in about 5 minutes I'm gonna have my first ever Patreon call in, video chat, Skype in, StreamYard in, whenever you want to say. Diego Lopez is waiting in the wings. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to join in here, but I see we got some already. What's going on, guys? How we feeling? Are we feeling good? We feeling healthy? We feeling excited? Disappointed about the off season? You guys saw the main topic of the video. You guys can start asking questions, giving your comments on it. Should we trade for Rodgers? Should we trade for Julio? How are we feeling about that stuff? Trevor Wyatt, what's up? How we doing? How we doing? Oh boy, Raider Nation just win, baby. Only one nation, absolutely. Jorge Maldonado, yo, what's going on? And okay, Daniel Munoz Jr. wants to start us off. We're gonna get into these questions in a second, I promise, because we're gonna bring in Diego to talk about them. Just to touch on that, we got him calling in here in a second because he is a supporter of the $10 Patreon tier. If you guys want to join in and do what he does, that's all you got to do. Comment in the link, or nope, don't comment. Follow the link in the description below. You'll be on your way to talking with me every time we go live if you want to. Feeling good. Let's go Raiders. Absolutely. I'm pumped. I'm excited to talk about them. I haven't really talked about the offseason much. I'll do that real fast. I think the offseason was okay. I wasn't blown away by it. I wasn't disappointed by it. I'm not positive that we are a better or worse team than we are last year. I think on paper, sure, we're technically better. I hope that Ruggs and Edwards could take step forwards. Leatherwood, I didn't love the pick, but I like the Merrick pick. So it's all confusing, just like it always is to be a Raider fan. Just very, very confusing. But I'm going to wait for a few more people to trickle in here before we bring in our patron. If you guys get any more questions, throw them in there. Any comments or concerns about trading for Aaron, trading for Julio? I know I got my thoughts. I know Diego's got his. And we're going to see what happens here. I got my second COVID shot, so that's interesting. That was about a month ago at this point. No, not a month. Like, when was that? When did I get my second one? May 4th. So yeah, okay. It was about a month. I didn't get any symptoms. So if you guys are afraid to get symptoms, I didn't get any. It's about a 50-50 chance, and now I'm vaccinated. I'm safe. I feel good about it. Oh, okay. Here we go. Christopher Senna. I think our defense is a lot different. Hopefully a lot better. Yeah, I agree. Bila, yo, what's up? Okay. It is now time, I think. This is going to be historic. This is going to be our first, hopefully, of many Patreon call-in streamings, because I'm going to bring in Diego Lopez, my correspondent for today. Diego, how we doing, man? What's going on, buddy?
What's up? It's
Where are you
good.
heading to
Just
right
driving
now?
back home from school.
Hmm.
I'm going home.
Well, I mean, you know the main topic of the video. I'll give you the first crack at it. Would you rather have Julio, A-Rod, or neither?
Um, well, to be honest, I would say neither because it gives us more flexibility with the youth that we already have and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and gives us more flexibility with the cap that we have already. But it'd be nice to have Julio, and I would be down for Rodgers, but in the long run, neither.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. And like I said before, you guys comment, throw your comments in there, and I'll throw them up on the screen. I think I landed on neither. Just because, just logistically, if we trade for Julio, that means it's probably a first, if not 2 seconds. And again, that takes reps away from Ruggs and Edwards, just like Aguilar did. Um, and I like to see them take the next step forward. Although the counter to that is you have Julio Jones, and I just hope he'd be able to stay healthy if we did trade for him. The Rodgers thing is different because I'm just worried that if we don't trade for him, then he's going to end up on the Broncos. And then it's like you look at our schedule and you start saying, what's the point? Why even play? I just get nervous that he's going to end up being on Denver. Does that scare you at all?
Um, yeah, I mean, if I were, well, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen or anything, but even if he joins the Broncos, we should be ready for a tough division anyways, you know? And in regards to like trading our first round pick and all that, I think leave it because we should already be eyeing any defensive tackle prospects in the first round because that's where I would go right in the first round next year. Because we only have a couple of people like on the 1 year deals and all that.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Because again, we trade for these big superstar players like Rodgers or Julio, and now we don't have any draft capital. And of course, there's Raider fans that say, "Well, we don't make good picks with them anyway, so what's the point?" And I understand that. And you see teams like the
Yep.
Rams and the Seahawks, they value players over picks, and
Mhm.
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Um, but Christopher Senna kind of agrees with what you said. He said, "Who cares if he goes to Denver?" It's just I don't know. It's just it seems like Denver's one of those teams that's a quarterback away, similarly to like Washington. And we already, I guess, technically, whoever figures that out
Yeah, for sure.
says we have the hardest on paper schedule in the league or something like that, like we always do for some reason. Um, and that would make it just so much harder. But at the end of the day, if you're going to win the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
you're going to be one of
exactly.
the best teams in
Like
the league.
yeah. So don't be surprised if the Broncos are like a 10+ win like team this year, especially because they're getting back Cortland Sutton.
Yep.
He was a Pro Bowler the year before he hurt. He's a game changer.
Yeah, I think for my predictions last year, I could pull them up on my phone. If I'm not positive, but I believe I had them and the Raiders both winning 10 games, even last year with Drew Lock. Um, and then of course they got depleted with injury, and Drew Lock didn't play as well as he should have or was supposed to. But now they have Teddy, so I don't know what they're doing with that. But I'm gonna get into some of these comments here. A
Yeah.
lot of people are saying they want Julio. Christopher says Julio. Danny says Julio. I guess the way I phrased it is, would you rather have A-Rod or Julio in the title? So they're picking out of the two. You guys could say neither if you want. Daniel says maybe we trade a second and a fifth for Julio. How do you feel about that? Would you trade a second and a fifth?
I mean that, but I think it would probably be worth it. Um, I would probably go the second and sixth route, so we can still have
Okay,
that first, third, fourth, fifth, and seventh.
I like that. I think, God, Julio is just so. How old is Julio Jones? Do you know off the top of your head? Let me look it up.
He's about
Julio
32 right now, I think. I
age.
think he's 32.
Julio Jones, 32 on the button. Um, yeah, he has this weird thing where if he stays healthy, he doesn't catch touchdowns. Though it's so strange. Was that last year or the year before where it took him like 11 weeks to catch a touchdown? It's so weird.
I don't know.
Um, it is interesting though. I don't know if you guys saw that clip of him calling into Undisputed when he said basically I'm leaving. Shannon Sharp called, or he didn't
Yeah,
call in. Shannon Sharp called him, and he was like, "I'm leaving." I don't know if he knew he was live. That was crazy. Um, but all he said is that he's not going to the Cowboys, and that makes me happy. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know, Julio. You just never know with
yeah. I
Julio.
think honestly, Julio's that Julio's that Julio's that type of guy that he doesn't really care. Like he's at the point where he wants out of Atlanta. So
Mhm.
either if he knew that he was live or not, I think he was just gonna say it straightforward.
Yeah, I saw some people. I saw some people saying, yeah, he just doesn't care. I saw some people saying that the whole thing was set up from the beginning, which that didn't cross my mind when it happened, but that's possible that maybe he was like, hey, call me and I'll break this news and then be like, oh, I didn't know. Whoops. Which is also interesting. But I just want to remind people watching, listening, if you want to be like Diego, all you got to do is follow the link in the description below, patreon.com/AllABordeRaiders. You could get the videos early. You can get your name at the end of the credits. You can join the Discord that we are always talking in, or join this live stream. We're going to go every Tuesday, which is the announcement. Every Tuesday, we are back. Today was at 3 o'clock. I guess I'm going to stick to that 3 Eastern to around 4. I guess if you want to join the Tuesday live streams, follow the link in the description below. Also, my buddy Eric and I, if you've been subscribed long enough, we did a show called Thursday Night Quarterbacks. We're bringing that back as well. We are going to go live every Thursday as well. So Tuesday and Thursday, you guys are getting 2 live streams a week. So if you want to know how to join both of those, link in the description below. Nikki Jarvis, what's going on? Says, what if Julio and A-Rod both go to Denver? Okay, well now, like, why would you put that in the air? If that happens, I'm going to blame you and only you. Diego, what are your thoughts on that doomsday scenario? Nope. I don't know if I could hear Diego anymore. I think I lost him. I'm going to go check the live stream. I hope I'm not talking over him. Well, I think I lost Diego. Okay, so for right now, we lost him. Hopefully we regain him. I don't love that, Nikki. It would absolutely deplete their draft capital, but that's not something that I want to be a part of. As soon as Diego reconnects, we'll throw him back in here. I don't know what happened. I hope he didn't get in an accident. I don't know why I just said that. Raider Alfredo, if he comes to Vegas, we got to get rid of Snead or Brown because we have too many receivers. Interesting point there from Raider Alfredo. Great name, by the way. Yeah, that's a good point. I would keep John Brown because he's really good. And then our wide receiver core would be Julio, and then Hunter Renfrow, Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards, John Brown, Zay Jones. Solid, very solid. I just wouldn't trade a first for him. Mac will get the picks back that we used to trade Julio. I say we pulled the trigger with 2 exclamation points. Also very interesting. The question stunned him. Literally, the question just froze Diego. Oh, I think he's back here. Okay, let's see what happens. Diego, do I have you again?
Good.
Yeah, I think we have him. I think he's back.
Me?
Yeah, I got you, man. Okay, so what? Julio and A-Rod both going to Denver. How do we feel?
Oh, now we're talking about Julio going to Denver.
We're talking about Julio and Aaron both going to Denver at the same time. Would that be the absolute? Would you just give up?
Oh man. um, I don't know what they would do with Teddy and Drew Lock.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point because I've seen people saying like, okay, the Raiders are in the best position to get Aaron Rodgers because they can trade Derek Carr and then 2 first-round picks. And I'm thinking to myself, do the Packers want a quarterback? I don't know if they do. Do they want Derek Carr for 1 more year and
They
then
already have.
flip
They
him?
like Jordan Love.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand. Is that what your mindset is? Like they wouldn't want Carr because they have Jordan Love?
Yeah, I mean that's what they drafted him for. So
Yeah, it's very confusing. I just don't know. Let's do this. I want you guys to comment this as
oh,
well. Comment your prediction.
when I saw the when I saw the Teddy Bridgewater news to Denver, when I saw that he got signed to Denver, I thought it was funny because in almost every Madden simulation video that I see, he was always in.
Yeah,
So I thought
that's
it was
funny.
pretty funny that that happened that way.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, they always have some like when I played them for this most recent series, they had Trey Lance. They always have some random quarterback. But I want you guys to throw in these comments here. I want you guys to make predictions. Julio Jones, where does he land? And Aaron Rodgers, where does he land? And then we'll do them as well. I'm gonna say Julio ends up. Oh, I don't. Oh God, I don't want to say this, but I think somehow he ends up a Patriot, which is super unfortunate. And I think Aaron Rodgers ends up. I'm gonna make a bold statement. I think Aaron Rodgers ends up back on the Packers, and I think he plays for one more year and then gets traded. Diego, what are your thoughts on that? Where do you see them both going? Diego, yeah, me. Can you hear me? I think I lost him again. Okay, well, I'll throw these comments up here. Daniel says Julio to the Titans. Interesting. I love to see the Raider content. Thank you. You should collab with Graphic Raider. Of course, I'm trying to collab with everyone I can. Yeah. Diego, can you still hear me, buddy? I think we lost him. I can hear him and see him perfectly. But yeah, the Titans would be interesting. Rodgers is staying with Green Bay. Julio, the Titans or Colts. Colts would also be pretty dangerous. I hope he goes to an NFC team, but I just don't see that happening. That would be unfortunate. Diego, if you can hear me, we're just doing our predictions on where do we think Aaron Rodgers and Julio Jones are going to end up. So, if you got anything on that, I might just call him. Should I just call him instead and throw him on speakerphone? That might not be a bad idea. I'm going to do that. He's going to be very confused, but I'm going to do that. Another perk is that you guys get my number if you want to. Here, I'm going to call him. He's going to be very confused. We're going to throw him on speaker though. Here we go. I'm gonna look at it to see. Diego. The internet's spotty, so I'm throwing you on speakerphone here. The question at hand, and I'm pretty sure everyone can hear you. The question at hand is, where do we think Aaron Rodgers and Julio Jones are going to end up?
About that for Julio, I think a good landing spot for him might even be San Francisco.
Yeah, that's not bad.
For Aaron Rodgers, well, his top teams are Denver, us, and the Niners, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
But he doesn't have a no trade clause, right?
Nope. They can trade him wherever they want. I mean, he could say I'm not playing, but they could technically trade him. Yep. I said that he's going to end up back with Green Bay. That was my bold prediction.
Or he might not even play.
That's a good point too. You might just go host Jeopardy. I didn't even think about that. Guys, leave your comments in there if you think he's going to host Jeopardy. But Diego, I think I'm going to let you go here. That was fun. That was a nice little 20 minutes. Next time it'll be a lot easier because you probably won't be driving. So
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. This is a historic day for my channel. Thursday, if you can make it, I'll have you on, of course. And then next Tuesday, same time. Appreciate it.
For sure.
Thanks, buddy. Drive safe. All right, there we have it. That was our first ever Patreon call-in. That was freaking sick. He was awesome. He handled himself really well. The internet was spotty because he was driving, but he wanted to be on, and he got to be on, and that was great. Like I said, Patreon link in the description below if you guys want to do it as well. Okay, let's keep talking here. Julio to the Titans, we already saw that. Rodgers is staying with Green Bay. Julio to the Titans are Colts. We saw that. Christopher says they won't let him in the NFC. He cannot pick where he's traded. That's a great point. Nikki says hopefully Aaron stays with the Packers. Christopher says agreed. Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. Oh, I love Derek Carr. I love him. But it's Aaron Rodgers. At the end of the day, it's Aaron freaking Rodgers. And if it means making sure that he doesn't end up on the Broncos, we might have to pull the trigger and get him. Julio Jones is a completely different story. That would be a luxury at this point because, again, our team is not lacking in the offensive department. I know people are saying, oh, well, how are we going to replace Nelson Aguilar? You guys will see how well Henry Ruggs plays next year. I was so confident in that kid. He is not like Darius Hayward-Bay. Like Henry Ruggs, like he showed yesterday, I was about to say, last year that he had potential. And people are acting like his like he had bad stats. Like, let's just pull up Henry Ruggs' stats. Henry Ruggs, he had 452 yards on 26 catches. He had a long of 72, average of 17.4, 2 touchdowns, and he had 9 rushes for 50 yards. With no offseason, essentially. Like, Henry Ruggs is going to be just fine. John Brown, he's going to come in and probably give you the stat line that Henry Ruggs just gave right there, and that'll be good as well. Then you have guys like Hunter Renfrow, who are absolutely ballers. And you have good depth with Zay Jones and Willie Snead. And our number one receiver is Darren Waller. Our number one without doubt is Darren Waller. No two questions about it. No one has a playmaker like Darren Waller other than Travis Kelce. So, yeah, we're going to be just fine wide receiver-wise. Okay, I think we're going to wind down here. We talked about everything we wanted to talk about. Next Madden video, what week will it be? Where are we on? 16? Are we on 17? Let me check here. If you guys have any more questions, throw them in. Hurry up and get them in there. I'll answer them. I promise you. 15. So 16 is coming up. 16 tonight will be on Patreon. So if you guys want to see that early, link in the description below. And then either tomorrow or the next day, it will be live. And then we have week 17. And then, of course, you guys know I'm going to make the playoffs. So we're going to have the playoffs. I'm not going to tell you how long that's going to go because that's a spoiler. Then after that series, we're going to start playing through the Raiders schedule. Week 1, Monday night versus the Baltimore Ravens. Tough schedule, super tough. Bryce Harper, 10-day injured list if anybody cares. So, yeah, here we go. Would you rather have Rodgers in our current roster or Carr with Julio? Probably. I was just going to answer that, and then I had to stop. I think honestly, the main reason why my spidey senses are tingling with Rodgers, no pun intended, is because I'm afraid he's going to go to Denver. But you know what? Carr with Julio might be enough to beat them anyway, so I'll take Carr and Julio. Caleb, what's going on? Henry Ruggs has 63% reception, and Lamb had 67% receptions, and he had double the amount as Ruggs. Great point. Flub, how we doing? Raiders versus Niners, Super Bowl 56. Super 56 Raiders win, of course. Wow, good prediction. Where do you think Russell Wilson? Do you think Russell Wilson could be in play for next year? No, probably not. We're not getting Aaron Rodgers or Julio Jones. Okay, interesting. Henry, interesting. And Judy had double the targets too and had 50%. Numbers never lie. Numbers never lie. This has been a blast. First time back. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. Same time next week. Look out for the show on Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe. It is free after all, no charge to you. And just win, baby.